This topic of inner resilience is so key because, I am Chinese American. I am Chinese American, born and raised in New York City, here in America, ABC, American born Chinese. And, obviously, what is going on right now with the Stop Asian Hate movement, I think we're almost possibly having our own movement around racism against Asians and the API community, the Asian Pacific communities. For those of you who don't, Asian Pacific Islander is what the API stands for, or AAPI, which is Asian American Pacific Islander, for those that are, just want to be more aware of our population. So the shooting in Atlanta obviously just happened, and I'm really actually surprised and glad that it is getting the national coverage that it is. But if anything, in a moment like this, which is so sensitive, more than ever, it affirms the message about how it's so important that, we build this internal resilience and sense of self in our children, because they're going to experience a broken world, and the world is broken. And because of the trauma and the generational trauma and the cultural trauma, the ancestral trauma, and the systems that we come from, right? And if you've been listening to me for the last few months, I've been talking about how this is the year 2021 is the year to rebuild a new foundation, to build a new foundation for culture, families, workplaces, communities. And that starts with us. That starts with you. I think we look at how we want to change everybody else and change a problem and change and shape somebody else. But really the best way for us to do that is to actually work on ourselves and what we can control. So, who we are in our families, and again, we're talking about parenting specifically today, is that, how we show up, the work and the inner growth that we do actually will support and help create the space, right, for our children to really become their highest expression of authentically, genuinely who they are, right? Not what media tells them to be, or social media, or racism, or bigotry, or any of the other unconscious bias stuff that's out there in the world. But we need to do the work so that we can create the space for our kids to really become wholly the best version of themselves, defined by themselves, not by external, not by us as parents,